If you're working anywhere near any type of mobile equipment, if you're working in almost any space, your visibility is a key component of your safety.
Typically, more than 80% of the time, the drivers would say, I never saw the person that I hit. I didn't even know there was a person there until I heard him bounce off of my car.
Being seen is being safe.
When roadways became more expansive in this country and the number of vehicles went up, there were a lot more accidents involving vehicles and pedestrians. Pedestrians just out walking around, and pedestrians who were workers. When researchers started looking at these accidents and they reconstructed the accidents and they were interviewing the drivers, typically more than 80% of the time the drivers would say, I never saw the person that I hit. I didn't even know there was a person there until I heard him bounce off of my car.
When you're out there working on the roadway, you have cars traveling at high rates of speed, 55 miles per hour, 45 miles per hour. It's important that you increase your visibility to the traveling public. So that's what this apparel does for the men and women working on the roadways.
It affects everyone. If you're working on the side of the road, if you're working anywhere near any type of mobile equipment, if you're working in almost any space, your visibility is a key component of your safety. And that's really what we're talking about when we talk about high visibility.
Being seen is being safe.
It started in the 60s. British Rail recognized that if they could make their workers more visible, then they could be more likely to be safe on the job, less likely to have accidents from struck by hazards. So they got the idea that we can use high visibility materials to create garments. Typically they're going to be vests, or in British parlance they'd be waistcoats. Eventually that migrated to where it became a British occupational standard. In the United States we did not have that kind of standard, and we were not inclined to adopt the European standard in its entirety. So a group in the ISEA said, hey, if we get together, we can look at this standard, we can see if we want to adopt it or if we want to modify it and create a standards document.
ISEA got involved in the high visibility safety sector when it became apparent that a common solution was needed for a very common problem. Our association, like it has done so many times in the past, has stepped in when safety equipment needed to be standardized.
This is old school and the kind of thing that you would see frequently prior to 1999. There are a lot of issues here. From the side, you're not going to get much of anything. If you have to work with your side towards oncoming traffic, you're going to, in some cases, be practically invisible, which is not a good state. But the nice thing about a garment like this is that it has a lot more performance, but it's also a lot more comfortable, or so I've been told.
I think the biggest difference is comfort.
These are really high-grade, high-quality pieces of clothing.
As with any PPE, personal protective equipment, your biggest challenge is getting folks to wear it. You know, the garments are designed and manufactured in a way where, you know, they're lightweight, you know, they're not cumbersome, and they still provide the protection that they're designed to provide, which is higher visibility of the worker.
We hope, we pray that workers in any situation aren't exposed to a hazard, or if they are exposed to a hazard, they're exposed to it very rarely. When they are exposed, we have to know that the safety equipment that they are utilizing will perform as it's expected to perform, and that is what the standardization of safety equipment provides.
As transportation evolves, then the standards also evolve. Law enforcement came to our committee and asked for a separate document so that they could have a shorter garment that would be more compatible with the kind of tactical needs that they had when they were doing their jobs.
Every morning, America's construction workers, school bus drivers, first responders, almost anyone who works around mobile equipment, they go to work to provide services that keep the rest of us safe and happy and well.
The men and women are out there improving the road conditions, whether it's relieving congestion or making repairs, all for the benefit of the traveling public. And the least that we can do as an industry is to make sure they go home safe at the end of the day, and high visibility apparel helps with that.
ISEA won't rest. We'll continue to improve this standard, and we'll continue to provide these standards in other safety areas where they're needed for the American worker.